Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here to cut through the noise, bring you the insights that really matter. Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine an industry, right? So critical to our health, totally foundational to preventing disease everywhere, but it often just, well, operates silently. Out of sight. We're talking about the backbone of medical safety, sterilization. Today, we're doing a deep dive into the frankly booming world of the global sterilization equipment market. And our guide for this journey is a detailed report, Global Sterilization Equipment Market Trends and Projections to 2033 from Cognitive Market Research. Our mission today is to get past just the big numbers, to uncover the really significant trends and understand what this rapid global expansion means for healthcare's future and, yeah, for you.
That's right. And it's fascinating because sterilization equipment, it really is the unsung hero of modern medicine. I mean, think about it. Every time you visit a doctor, have any kind of procedure, even take medication safely, it all relies on effective sterilization.
Yeah.
It's absolutely foundational. Preventing infections, ensuring patient safety, it lets medical innovation happen without the constant fear of contamination. So this report, it gives us an incredible, really detailed picture of where things are heading. We can see not just what's growing, but maybe more importantly, why it's growing and what that implies.
And when you start looking at the sheer scale of this growth, it really highlights just how vital this sector is becoming. The overall global numbers, they're pretty remarkable. Back in 2021, the market was already big, generating nearly 5.7 billion US dollars. But here's where it gets really interesting. By 2025, just around the corner, that number is expected to jump to almost $8.8 billion.
A huge leap in just a few years.
Exactly. And looking further out to 2033, the projections are just, well, staggering, soaring to an impressive 20.7 billion US dollars. We're not talking small steps here. This is explosive growth. And it's reflected in a really robust 11.3% compound annual growth rate, the CAGR. Now, for anyone not familiar, CGR basically gives you the average annual growth rate, kind of smoothing out the bumps year to year. And an 11.3% CAGR for a market this size, that's not just good. It signals rapid, widespread, and crucially sustained investment across the globe.
Precisely. And if you connect that to the bigger picture, such a strong global CGR isn't just a financial number. It's a really powerful indicator of increasing global awareness and, more importantly, massive investment in the critical infrastructure for infection control, for patient safety. It's like the world's healthcare systems are collectively saying, okay, we need to step up our game here, and they're putting serious money behind it. This kind of growth suggests a fundamental shift, a proactive one, in healthcare priorities. It's driven by the need for safer practices, maybe partly in response to new pathogens, but also just the sheer increase in medical procedures worldwide. It's really a move towards a higher standard of care.
Right.
Everywhere.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. It's not just about building more hospitals. It's making sure the ones we have and the new ones are safer, more effective. So, okay, we've got the global picture. Let's zoom in a bit. Which regions are really driving this? Starting with the established giants, North America, for instance, already a huge market, right? Over 1.3 billion US dollars in 2021, but it's projected to more than triple, reaching over $4.5 billion by 2033. And it's maintaining a strong annual growth rate, just over 11%. Now, within North America, the U.S. is, well, no surprise, the dominant force, holds the biggest share.
Naturally.
But what's really interesting here is Mexico. Smaller part of the market, sure, but it's showing the fastest growth in North America, a really robust 13.1% annual growth rate.
Wow.
Yeah, that's some serious acceleration down there.
It really is. And then if we look across the pond to Europe, we see a similar story. Strong, consistent growth.
Yeah.
The European market, just over $1 billion in 2021. And it's expected to grow to more than $3.6 billion by 2033. Also a steady CAGR, around 11.1%.
Okay.
Big players like Germany, of course, contributing a lot. But just like Mexico and North America, we're seeing these pockets of even faster growth. The UK, for example, showing a strong 12.2% annually. And even smaller markets like Luxembourg posting a healthy 11.4% increase each year.
So why is that? Why are these big developed regions still growing so fast, at double digits?
Well, it raises that important question, right? It seems to be a mix of things. First, you've got consistently high healthcare spending. That allows for ongoing investment in the latest equipment, better facilities. Second, the regulatory environment in these places is really stringent. They demand the highest standards for sterilization, which pushes everyone to adopt the latest, best tech.
Right, the standards keep rising.
Exactly. And finally, there's just this continuous cycle of upgrades. Old systems get outdated, new, more efficient ones come along. Maybe they're faster, use less energy, or can handle more delicate instruments. These mature markets, they're quick to adopt them. And those higher growth rates in specific countries like Mexico or the UK, that often points to targeted investments, maybe new infrastructure projects or a particular focus on public health challenges, perhaps driven by growing populations or needing more specialized services. It's a clear sign that even the most established healthcare systems are still evolving pretty rapidly.
That's fascinating, actually, seeing that kind of dynamism where you might expect things to be a bit slower. But okay, where's the real acceleration happening? Where are the truly transformative stories playing out? This is where global healthcare's evolution really snaps into focus. Let's shift over to the emerging growth engines.
Right.
First up, Asia Pacific. Now, this region is already the largest by quite a bit. Generated a massive 2.5 billion US dollars back in 2021, and it's projected to hit an astonishing $8.9 billion by 2033, the annual growth rate, nearly 10.9%. The scale there is just immense.
It really is.
Within Asia Pacific, China, of course, is the absolute leader, driving a huge chunk of that growth. But you really need to keep an eye on India. It's showing impressive growth just on its own, an 11.9% annual rate, projected to more than quadruple its market to over $1 billion by 2033.
Wow.
That's not just, economics. That's about a massive expansion of healthcare access for hundreds of millions of people.
Absolutely. And the high growth doesn't stop there, does it?
Not at all.
Look at the Middle East. Smaller market in absolute dollars, yes, but it's also showing a really robust annual growth rate, just over 12%. It was valued around $235 million in 2021, and it's on track to nearly quadruple, reaching $930 million by 2033.
Okay.
And within that region, the UAE really stands out, an impressive 12.7% annual growth. You see a lot of ambitious national health care plans there, big government investments in, state-of-the-art hospitals, plus a focus on becoming medical tourism hubs. All that needs top-tier sterilization.
Right. It all ties together. But if we're looking for the absolute, showstopper in terms of percentage growth, it has to be Africa.
Oh, definitely.
The report calls it one of the fastest growing regions in the sector, and the number backs it up. An exceptional 15.1% annual growth rate.
15%.
Yeah. From a base of about $338 million in 2021, it's expected to soar to an incredible $1.77 billion by 2033. That's more than a five-fold increase in just over a decade.
Astounding.
And breaking that down, South Africa is posting the highest AGR overall, an amazing 15.6%. And Nigeria isn't far behind, remarkable growth at 15.4% annually. These numbers, they're not just stats on a page, are they? They paint this vivid picture of a continent rapidly building out its medical infrastructure, really prioritizing health.
They absolutely do. And what's truly fascinating here, I think, is how these really dramatic growth rates in emerging economies, they don't just signal better healthcare access, they also show the increasing globalization of advanced medical standards.
Meaning
It's not just about building new clinics or hospitals, it's about making sure those new facilities meet international benchmarks for safety, for infection control, right from the get-go. These high growth rates, they're directly linked to massive investments, often public-private partnerships, in new healthcare infrastructure across these regions. It's dramatically increasing access for huge populations, and it's fostering this essential focus on hygiene and infection control in economies that are developing rapidly. And the significance of Africa's exceptional growth, particularly, it signals a really powerful shift towards more equitable global health. It shows serious development, serious investment in medical capabilities. That's going to improve quality of life, extend longevity, help combat preventable diseases on the continent. Just imagine the impact on things like surgical success rates or managing infectious disease outbreaks. It's proactive. It's building a healthier future for millions. And sterilization equipment is literally at the heart of making that possible.
So, okay, let's put all these pieces together then. What does it all mean? Why should these trends, in sterilization equipment really capture your attention? It seems clear. North America, Europe, they've got the established infrastructure. They'll stay dominant in sheer market size. They hold huge slices of the revenue pie.
Right.
But Asia Pacific, the Middle East, and especially Africa, they are the undeniable engines of future growth.
Right.
When you look at the percentages, the pace of change.
Absolutely. The growth hotspots.
And the report points to that powerful driver underneath it all. This growth isn't random. It directly reflects increasing healthcare infrastructure investments and demand for safe medical practices worldwide. It's like a global commitment unfolding.
Exactly. So the market's expansion is a direct mirror, really, of this global, undeniable commitment to higher standards, medical safety, public health. And this isn't just abstract stuff. It has real, tangible impacts on every single one of us. More sterilization equipment, better equipment. That directly means fewer hospital-acquired infections, safer surgeries, an overall improvement in quality of life and longevity globally. It ensures medicines are made safely, that medical devices are safe to use. So what really stands out to you about how these trends might influence everything from, say, pharmaceutical supply chains, making sure drugs are sterile, to even global travel safety by cutting the risk of infections crossing borders?
That's a really powerful question. It makes you think about the ripple effects, doesn't it? This seemingly niche market has huge implications. From the individual patient right up to global public health, it's all deeply connected. Well, this deep dive has certainly shown us the impressive numbers, but maybe more importantly, the different stories playing out in different regions in this critical, evolving industry. Thanks for joining us on this exploration.
But my pleasure. And as you reflect on these projections, these big numbers for sterilization equipment, maybe consider not just the scale of the growth, but how this quiet essential industry really underpins, well, enables almost every other advance we hope for in global health. Think about it. Every new vaccine, every groundbreaking surgery, every clinic becoming more accessible, it all relies on this foundation. So what kinds of challenges or maybe opportunities, what creative solutions might pop up as these demands for better sterilization just keep accelerating around the world? What could that unlock in global health?
Good questions to ponder. Keep those in mind and definitely keep a curious eye on these vital, evolving global trends. We'll catch you next time for another deep dive.